Hi everybody. This is Brujo Kafan.
And this is Bruja Babs.
And we are
Brujo Life.
And so today what we're going to be talking about is preparing an Adam and Eve root. And we're going to show you how we prepare that. But before we do that, we want to talk about what the Adam and Eve root is and let's talk a little bit about the plant first, very quickly. So the plant is from the orchid family. It has a scientific name which I can't pronounce.
And it's also called the putty root.
So it's also called the putty root. So yeah, the way we use the root is the way many people use the root is for attraction.
It could be used for sexual attraction, physical attraction,
so
fertility.
Fertility, it can also, yes. So with that being said, we're going to show you how we prepare that. As you can see, the root right here, I have this picture here. This root has two parts to it, and so one part is a male phallic part and the other part is a female receiving part or a vulva, but let's just call it what it is. It very much resembles a penis and a vagina. And so the way that I see this root is that it's bringing two forces together, two opposite forces together to birth something new or things of that nature. So I use it to bring something towards oneself. This root, even though it has a male phallic part and a female receiving part, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's just strictly for male or female.
It is used as a unisex. Just because you're female doesn't mean you can't use it for the same sex or male for the same sex.
Exactly. So it is the way we prepare it is it is unisex in general. Also another thing is we're not going to be showing how to dominate someone. We're not going to be showing how to take somebody and put them in this root and make them love you forever, make them be your sex slave or anything like that. We're not doing that shit. We don't do that. So I mean, if you do that, that's fine. I'm sure you can figure out how to get that done with this root. But we'll leave that up to you. So yeah, we're going to be showing how we prepare it. This is a very powerful root for attraction. And so the way we use it after we prepare it, I use it personally to charge an attraction oil that I make for people who are trying to be more attractive, be more out there, be more seductive in their ways, be seen as more attractive and more desirable when they're out. So yeah, we're gonna use it to charge that oil. But first we have to prepare it spiritually, and so let's get into that. See you guys in 1 minute.
See you in a minute.
Basically, what I'm going to do is show you how I prepare this. I don't prepare this for people individually. I don't prepare it for people to attract a certain lover that they have in mind. I don't do that. I use this to actually charge other items. So I do make an attraction oil, and this is actually in the root. It's in the master bottle. Sorry, the root is in the master bottle of the oil. It's charged for attraction for it and for that purpose. And so basically, this is the female part, the vagina, and this is the penis, the male part. And when you bring them together, it basically attracts. So there's a whole process that I go through to prepare this. It is done over days. But again, it is to attract. So I'm going to show you how I do that right now. Stay tuned, and we're going to get to it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm basically going to be filling this this root up, this part, with a powder that I make. This is an attraction powder. I use this specifically for attraction. I sell it specifically for attraction. I prepare it for that purpose. Again, this is not for an individual in particular. I don't do that. I don't approve of that. It's just not something that I'm into. Some people are, they do that. That's fine. I don't do come to me boy or none of those kind of oils or domination oils as far as lovers and things like that. Now, with that being said, so what I do is on this side, the first thing is I gently let the wax run to seal the backside of it. I don't want it going inside, but I want to definitely create some kind of layer. Just like that. And so you see how it's kind of a film of wax there. You can kind of like gently rub that in so it's nice and thin, but you definitely want to put that layer there of something to block it, so that way when you stuff this with the herbs, like I'm going to show you, you can make sure it's not falling out of the other side. And so I prepare this part. I do this part of the preparation. I have my wife, Bruja Babs, also known as Marcella. She does another part to it. We usually work together. If not, we work separately as well, just as fine. But we like to work together on things like this, brujeria and things of that nature. Oh, I just see a little part right here that's exposed. I'm going to catch that with some wax as well, because you don't want it falling out of any side. So again, you're going to gently let it run on the side. Same way you would let water run against the item, you would just let the wax do the same. And yep, that caught it. I have one more on the other side. Make sure you don't get any in the hole. I don't try to fill the hole with wax at all. And so, let me see. There you go. Just let it run along the side like that. Did I catch that good? Okay. Let me see. Yep, that's good. That's nice and sealed. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the spoon that I have here, or you can use your fingers. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stuff this as much as you can. You don't want to fill it to the top, because remember, you are going to be putting the other piece, the male part. You're gonna be putting it. You're gonna insert it in there. So it's not gonna go all the way in, because you'll break the Eve root. You have to be gentle with her. But at the same time, you want it to go in. You want it to have room. So I'm gonna cut to the end of this part until I have it the way that I want it, because it will get nice and boring. Okay, be right back. So that took all of about 10 minutes to stuff the Eve part of the root. As you can see, she is, let me see if I can get that into focus. Yeah, she is full with herbs in there, with powder. This powder is 100% made with herbs. There's no kind of artificial anything in this. This is pure herbs that I make. So now I'm gonna do something which I already did once before I started the video, which is prepare the herbs with smoke. So what I do is I blow cigar smoke on it, but other people, they'll have an incense censer, and let's say if this powder right here was the incense censer, you could put this powder actually on the incense censer, and you can actually let it fumigate the herb to prepare it. But I already blew smoke on it before, so I'm gonna just continue with that. And today I have a black cigar. This is a clove cigar. And so it has that smell of clove in it. Really good for attraction, really good to cleanse as well, and purify. So that's what I'm doing with this. I'm charging it. I'm charging the herb, activating it. I'm thanking the spirit of the herb, and I'm also cleansing the herb and purifying it. I don't ever like to use herbs without giving them something, because you are using the herbs ache, the herbs power, the herbs essence, to get what you want. So you should always pay nature back in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you're not plucking this out of the earth, then of course this is my way of doing it, because Adam and Eve plant doesn't grow near me. So with that being said, I'm paying the herb right now with this smoke, but I'm also purifying it and empowering the herb to do what I need it to do. I'm going to purify that right now. And so I say some prayers. I said some prayers while I do that. I don't record prayers. I don't record actually how actually I prepare it. You know, that's me. That's private. I'm just showing you the mechanics of doing it, how you go about spiritually preparing it and saying your prayers and things like that. That's all on you. Now I'm going to grab my attraction oil, which I sell as well. I'm going to oil up the phallic part of the herb, and the oil is going to act as the semen. See, the phallic part of the herb is going to have the wet seed, or the wet energy that the penis gives to the vulva. And so with that being said, I'm going to just oil that up right now. Oops, excuse me. Such a sloppy brujo sometimes. So I'm going to oil that up right now. Not too much. Push them back. There you go. With this one, when I'm preparing this, I like to do this in either 3s, 5s, 7s, and 15s. And 15 is going to be very important for this because I'm going to talk about how many days it takes to prepare it. Just something else I wanted to talk about really quick as well is when I say prayer, you can also use words of empowerment. It doesn't have to be prayer. You could speak into creation. You can manifest what you want with your words. You can just use whatever words come to you if you don't pray or if you don't know a specific prayer. Sometimes, or a lot of times, the words that we know ourselves that come from our heart naturally is the best prayer that we have. It's the best manifestation that we have. That's just how I feel about when I'm working. Sometimes like a lot of people are like, oh, what's the specific prayer that I can say? And you know, sometimes the best words come from your heart, and the most powerful words come from your heart. So it's not about memorizing a prayer all the time. Just say what it is that you're bringing into creation, that you're manifesting from your vocal cords out into the universe. All right. And so what I'm doing too is I'm pushing this around into the oil. I'm making sure that the phallic part gets all the oil that it needs. You don't want it over oily. Like I'm taking it out of the puddle now, and I'm just I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just like moving it around. There you go. Making sure I can get, you know, enough oil, but again, you don't want it too oily because you're gonna have to tie this. So all right, so be sure to make sure that you take this in the little puddle of oil that I had left when I put the drops on it. That little bit of oil that was there on the plate, you want to just make sure you get a good amount of oil on there. You don't want it too oily. You don't want it to be slipping because you're going to be tying this together. But you definitely want to make sure that the whole root is covered in the oil. And yeah, so once you do that, you're going to take them and you're going to insert him into her gently. There you go. Okay, you see how he's in there. You just want to make sure that you want to make sure that he's in there firm, that he's not going to slip out. And like I said, you are going to tie this as well, but you want to make sure that he's not going to fall out, that the phallic part isn't going to fall out. It's very important to keep them together. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce Bruja Babs. She's going to do her part in tying this together.
Hi, I'm Bruja Babs, and here I have two color strings. I have one hot pink and one is red. The hot pink I'm using is for love. The red is for attraction and is also for lust. You can't really see it, but I'm gonna try to show it a little bit better.
No, but it's hot pink and it's red. They're very similar, but both colors are there.
So I'm gonna try to tie this without breaking the root. So I'm gonna try to be as gentle as I can. I'm gonna start on the top. Slowly, I have two strings hanging from both sides, and I'm gonna tie it as softly as possible. Just bear with me, this is gonna take a minute. So this is what it looks like after we tied it. It took about like 15-20 minutes because it kept
It
coming out.
wasn't 20 minutes. It was like 15 minutes.
But anyway, the string kept coming out. This piece kept coming out, and the female part is a little bit slippery when you're putting the string, so it wouldn't grab correctly. But anyway, so we put 3 knots. With every knot, we put in our intention, and if you put 3 knots, 5 knots, 10 knots, 15 knots, you could put 30 knots if you feel like it, but you have to voice what's each knot, your intention for each knot, and then the last one is you seal it, and that seals the deal with this thing.
And so yeah, you don't have to do the knot. I mean the saying for knots. We like to do it. I like to do it because I feel like for every knot you're tying something to that ingredient. You're tying your intention to that herb, to that amulet, whatever it is you're preparing. That to me that goes for all mojo bags or the squattado bags, anything that involves knots. uh Basically I feel like when you're using knot, that's going to involve a little bit of knot magic. That's why we do that. We like to put our intention into each knot. We did a good job. So now that this is physically prepared, we're going to actually spiritually prepare it. What we're going to do is we're going to prepare it for 15 days. I remember earlier in the video, I think I said 15 was important. In Asian traditions, the number 15 is like the holiest or the highest vibrational number. It is 3 by 5, and there's many reasons why. But the way some people prepare this specific root, the Adam and Eve root, as an amulet, is what they'll do is they'll prepare the phallic part separate and the female part separate. And what they'll do is over the 15 days they'll have it underneath the candle, and they'll be praying once or twice, I think in the morning and the night, and they'll bring it together, which is a really cool idea. Bringing it together until the 15th day when they finally merge them. So yeah, but this is going to take a few days for us to prepare, about 2 weeks and a day, and then on the night of the full moon it's done, and then we're just going to drop it in the oil. So like I said, I don't film that preparation. I don't film prayers and things like that. So I will be ending this video here and probably starting it again at the end phase of it. Thank you all. I'll be back. So since we're taking a brief intermission, I just want to take a second to talk about our products. This is the Brujo Life Attraction Powder, made by us by hand, prepared by us spiritually. We did make this with the intention of unisex. Also, all the herbs in it are unisex as well. This is intended to make the person more desirable, more attractive to others, and things of that nature. I wouldn't call it a love powder because this is really more for that. You're looking for that to make yourself more attractive. You're looking for to make yourself stand out. As well, we also have the Brujo Life Attraction oil to go along with it. It's made with the same herbs and spices as this is. We don't leave any herbs in the oil bottles. That's because I like this bottle to be functional, and I don't want it to anything to get jammed up here in the dropper. So we do strain out all the herbs that we use. This is a functional bottle. As I said, it is a dark bottle. This is because I like to keep the sun out. It preserves the oil longer, and this is made with all natural ingredients as well. So that's gonna help it last you longer. You're not gonna have to buy an oil every 2 months or 3 months because it went bad or something like that, which I've heard of, and it's happened to me before. So these are our products. Take a look at our website, check them out, and stop by. So as you can see, that's how we use the Adam and Eve root. If you can see right there, we have it charging this oil at the bottom of it with a couple of more roots. We strain most of the roots out of our oils because we don't want them to go bad. We don't want them to go dañado, as we say, or to rot. So yeah, so that's one way you can use the powder. We also, as you can see, I also added a little bit here to this candle. You don't really need much on a candle. To me, that makes that kind of interferes with the candle itself. Or you can also use it like I'm using it right now for incense powder. And you can just place it on a charcoal disc, let that fumigate the space with the vibrations you want. But yeah, this is how we use it. So if you end up purchasing this powder, let me know how it worked for you. Let me know how you used it. There's many different ways you can use it. You can put it in a mojo bag, you can put it in a resguardo, you can put it on actually a piece of paper, and there's so many different ways to use these powders. But yeah, so let me know how it worked for you. This is Brujo Kofan with Brujo Life, Bruja Life, signing out. If you like the video, press like. Thank you. Many blessings.